Let's go. Okay. Hello, everybody. It's late. And I'm even later than usual. Welcome. I got the camera working. Apparently, I don't know what's going on. Download drivers again. Blah, 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 blah. But welcome. It's Friday. We're going to rock and roll. Jason Blackwell out the bat. German apes lost their divvy shares? I don't know. I think from what sounds like, a lot of the European brokers just sold all the shares Thursday and then bought it all back Friday and then said, oh, it's dividend. Which you'd think there'd be like a price action, something from that going nuts. But, yeah. Okay, so. Oh, wait, I'm on. Wait. Oh, I didn't actually mean to do the intro yet, but you got it anyway. Okay, clicking that off. Blink. I am going to have a day in the future where I don't double intro and there's no technical guffaws. I'm going to have a technically perfect show eventually. And when it happens, the skies will open. Down will come like the Archangel Gabriel to bestow upon me a crown of turds. He'll be like, congratulations. You finally did it. All right. Woo. Okay, where am I? What's happening? Yeah, you guys are talking about Citadel losing their lawsuit against the SEC and IEX exchange. If you don't know the basics of it, and even then, like, I'm somewhat fuzzy as to why Citadel thought they could sue in the first place, but there's a thing called latency arbitrage, which means if you get your brokerage as close as possible to the main exchange, like routers, where price action comes through, you can, in microseconds, get information before other brokerages that are further away. And you can get old price data before the new price data changes over, and you can do high frequency trading where, you know, let's say a share is trading at 1/10,000th of a dollar cheaper all of a sudden. You can buy into that thing at 1/10,000th of a dollar cheaper, and then when it's 1/10,000th of a dollar more expensive, you can sell it before everyone else. And you can do this cajillions of times a day, and make a lot of money in the process. In the court documents, they talked about how there was a certain point of the day when, like, 0.007% of the day where there was this arbitrage going on, and that 24% of volume went through in that 0.007% of the day. We're talking like nanoseconds. 24% of the volume went through as these high frequency trading machines went bonkers. So anyway, the IEX created an exchange that does away with latency arbitrage by slowing the entire thing down. And they did that by spooling like 30,000 miles of fiber optic cable, so that all the information has to travel through this spool of fiber optic cable for like 380 milliseconds or microseconds before it ever gets out to anywhere else. And so that beats the arbitrage high frequency trading machines and gives retail investors a fair shake against those computers. And Citadel sued, claiming that 50% of their trades that went through IEX were for retail traders, and that the IEX was hurting retail traders. And so they sued the SEC and for allowing IEX to exist, and sued IEX for existing. And the court was like, no, you lying assholes. You do not represent retail traders. They hate you. And you are doing these trades specifically for your own benefit, and not at all for the benefit of any of the retail traders. So that's the long story short. Yeah. See a comment about the shirt. This is my gangsta shirt. This is a South Pole, baby. This is as thug as it gets. This is gangsta. Oh, I just realized I forgot to fill my water glasses. Oh, can you guys bear? I'll give you guys an intro while I go fill water glasses because I'm gonna die of dehydration in this sauna that I'm in. One sec. Move. I got precious elixir of life here. Got my jar. I'm ready to go. Okay. Whew. All right. So yeah, let's see what you guys are up to. All right. Okay. So, Josh was asking about the Citadel losing the thing. Does it mean big ups next week? Not necessarily. I think it means it gives more people the ability to use IEX in the slowed down system to do fair trading. I think it hurts high frequency traders in the end because it sounds like the SEC is going to try and move all exchanges to slowing down to get that latency arbitrage out of here. I mean, personally, I think there should be a rule that if you buy or sell... Big dog. I'm talking here. If you buy or sell a share of stock... Stop it! Stop it! A roommate has a friend over and they're like lighting a bonfire and dog's going nuts all night. If you're going to buy or sell a share of stock, there's a 10-minute clock. You cannot do another trade with that stock for 10 minutes. So you want a high frequency trading machine that does like 1 million trades in a few seconds, can no longer do that. You are only going to be you buy that stock, it's 10 minutes before you're ever allowed to sell it. You sell a stock, it's 10 minutes before you can ever buy it again. So just eliminate high frequency trading in general. Make everything a level playing field. Because you and I do not have high frequency trading computers. Those things cost hundreds of millions of dollars and absolutely just ruin the market. So we should all have the same ability. So you and I can act in 10 minutes, but you and I cannot do 1 million trades in a few seconds. It's not happening. Okay. Nick M. Houston, when will these 2 trillion plus reverse repos end? Probably when the first institutions are going down. That'd be my guess. When they finally let them just dump money into the market. Right now, they're trying to keep them from spending that money from contributing to inflation, I believe. SJ, it's so hot in here, says Houston. Well, most of the time I'm wearing 2 shirts. I wear 2 shirts so you don't see my pit stains. Because if I only wear 1 shirt, it would just be like a ring and just big rings here. I wear 2 shirts for your benefit. So I suffer to keep you from having to look at just how sweaty and gross I am in this room. Josh wants to know if I'm going commando. Sergeant Swamp ass. No. Shirt cocking it on this leather would just end up removing all of my leg hairs probably. Ben, what's going on with HKD stock? Up from IPOing a little under $8 a couple weeks ago to $400 a share. HKD. What is HKD? HKD is Hong Kong dollar. What is... I don't know what... I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, wait. AMTD Digital. Ah. It's trading in Hong Kong dollars, I believe. Okay. Wait. It trades... Yeah, it trades in Hong Kong dollars. So... Oh, you guys can't see what I'm doing. Turn off the Earth. Turn on the Chrome. Go there. Go to AMTD. So these guys. 68 bucks to 400, and it seems to be. So it started at 68 bucks. 25 bucks. Okay, 25, and then went to 400. I have no idea who they are, what they do, but good job. If you bought that. Trade more double interest. I don't know. Apparently there was $57 billion in IPOs last year, and so far this year there's only 500 million of them. So, yeah, if you bought this stock, good on you. You did it. Yay. I don't know what's going on. What's the deal with it? Not a clue. But people are probably excited to have some of the ability to trade an IPO all of a sudden. Oh, God damn it. Forgot to turn it off after I got back from getting my water. God damn it. The chaos of it being 100 degrees in this room and my camera not working. Ah! All right. What do you want to say, Manuel? None of us really care about the GameStop squeeze. We really want to know is who is more lame, Orco or Snarf? Snarf. Oh, man. So Orco is the dude from Smurfs? Is that Orco? No. Orco, who's Orco from? He was He-Man. That's right, He-Man, not Smurfs. And Snurf was from Thundercats. I'd take a Snurf over an Orco, I think, any day. So you guys can't see. Orco's this guy from He-Man. And then Snurf. Snarf. And Snarf was this, like, grandpa-looking cat thing from Thundercats. He basically just acted like, I don't know. I think he was supposed to be kind of like a Scooby-Doo, but more useless. And he just said Snarf over and over again. I mean, both of them are pretty damn puntable. Oh, here's that question. Lino and Snarf versus He-Man and Orco. Like, I think if you kicked Orco, your foot would just go through the cloth and then, like, you'd be, like, wrapped around your leg and then sort of, like, come back again. If you kicked Snarf, that thing would go end over end until it went through a goalpost. So, I think because Snarf has, like, an actual, I don't know, physical body, and Orco only seems to have ears and hands, that in a fight, it's harder to injure Orco than it is Snarf. I don't know why I'm talking about them fighting now. But I also picture like Snarf going up inside the shirt of Orco and then either possessing him or being possessed by him. So, there you go. Alright. By the power of Grayskull. There. Okay. Guitar stuff. Houston, it's still hot. It is still hot, man. This room was like 120. For you Euros just waking up, 50 C. 50 degrees Celsius was how warm this room was earlier today. Whew. Okay. Guitar stuff. Houston, everyone talks about reverse repo. Talk about why that matters, or does it? Okay. So the repo market is something that regularly happens. The repo market is when a hedge fund, institution, whoever wants to make a play, and they've got good assets. They have bonds that they have as collateral, and they do a short-term loan where they give that collateral to a bank. And that bank gives them cash, and they pay a little interest on it. And the hedge fund or whoever took that borrow, they do a quick play, some stock trade, short, whatever, get their money back, have a little bit of extra, and then they return their money and get their collateral back so they can do another play again. It's a way of sort of, it's basically like a sort of margin. You are borrowing money to make a stock play, and then using your assets as collateral against that. Now, the hedge funds do really squirrely stuff with repos, where they will give this collateral to the bank, take cash for it, and do a play. Sometimes they will claim that they sold those assets, but then they'll also record that as having the assets on hand because they're doing a repo, and it's totally sketchy and it should be illegal. But anyway, repo is when hedge funds give banks assets, banks give hedge funds cash. Reverse repo is when the Federal Reserve gives banks assets and takes the bank cash. So every single night, banks have this like $2 trillion in excess cash sitting out there, and the Federal Reserve does not want the banks spending it, investing it, doing anything with it. So every single night, they've got their, 150 banks and institutions, whoever they're working with. They give them a whole bunch of Federal Reserve notes or bonds, and they take all their cash from them every single night and go, you can't have this back until tomorrow. And that's what they're doing. They're basically keeping those banks from wasting that money on margin for hedge funds that's going to evaporate. So I think the entire point of the reverse repo market is to keep the banks from blowing all that money, because we're going to need that to fix everything later. And that's where we are. And it started out at like $1 trillion this time last year. Now we're over $2 trillion. And they're slowly, I think, sequestering as much cash as possible for when the shit's the fan. All right. Jason, we should make a YouTube bet option. Oh, man. Vegas odds, man. Lost Waves, what's up with your boy Kenny taking a massive L today? Also, what do you think of the GME utilization dropping and then returning to glory? Was it a glitch? Probably. Probably a glitch. Probably there was a moment where all these shares flooded the market and they didn't quite balance the books, and it was reported as like not being utilized all the way, and now it's utilized all the way again. So my guess is glitch. That's what I would guess. All right, guitar stuff. You have a place somewhere down south. -3, 36. So is this, where is this? Caribbean? 36. No, that'd be wet. It's Asia, because that's not negative. So that is somewhere in Asia, the Middle East. Let's see where we're going. Let's see where we're going. Where's my, there it is. Can't understand. Oh, because bam. Go. Going south. We're going, East Africa. Okay. We are in the crater of a volcano along the Great Rift Valley. This is a volcano that's definitely blown its top more than once. So Mount Meru, Tanzania. So you can see we got ourselves a little cinder cone here. It's kind of, it's a typical type of stratovolcano you might see on continents. But then it is surrounded by this huge blasted out caldera of an ancient version of this volcano, kind of Mount St. Helens style. So it looks like the east side blew out and did a whole bunch of destruction out here someday. So it's a national park here. So what do they got for us? Mount Meru. Active stratovolcano located 70 kilometers west of Mount Kilimanjaro, in Tanzania. Height of 4,566 meters. Nice tall mountain. The 10th highest mountain in Africa. Much of this bulk was lost 8,000 years ago due to an eastward volcanic blast. Bam. Similar to eruption of Mount St. Helens. Exactly what I said. Most recent, a minor eruption in 1910, so it hasn't had an eruption since then. So small cones, craters, whereas is the topographic centerpiece of Arusha National Park. Its fertile slopes rise above the surrounding savanna. So my guess is that this mountain probably was, Kilimanjaro, Mount Kenya height, probably 18,000 feet before it blew its top in big eastward explosion. Yeah. Well, there you go. Let's go with MOAS. Let's go visit this place. Looks like cool. Looks like a cool place. So here we go. There's Kilimanjaro and Mount Kenya. Where are you, Mount Kenya? There it is. Up there. So the Rift Valley is going up in here, and we have a whole chain. Well, we've got a chain of volcanoes that come up the Rift Valley and up to like Ethiopia and then through the Red Sea. And then we have these stratovolcanoes that are along the edge, where basically this thing is splitting apart, and there's likely to be something, maybe perhaps in the Indian Ocean plate, that's diving underneath and creating this volcanic chain here. But I want to go. My best friend and his wife went to Tanzania a couple years ago and did safaris and stuff. Had a great time. I would love to go do that someday. That'd be awesome. Okay, Brian Strange, Houston. Credit to AMC Biggums and Randall. Hey, look, the ISDA Phase 6 yet. I went down this rabbit hole and it's legit the end game for MOAS. I got sent the video and it's 3 hours long. I didn't have a chance to watch it. I need an abridged version. Because I didn't have 3 hours I could set aside to watch what he had to say. But a lot of people like, hey man, look at this thing. So if maybe this weekend I might find some time. I don't know. 3 hours is a long time. But I'll see what I can do unless someone's got a great abridged version they can send me. I would love to look at it. I can read so much faster than I can watch video. Okay. Jason Blackwell, but he uses graphing paper. That's why I'm leery of him. He's always plotting. Kith, Houston, anything to say about mica? Material from here went to space. Well, mica is a pretty cool heat-resistant product. A lot of like wood stoves and ovens back in the day used mica glass or mica as windows so you could see into the stove because it wouldn't melt at high temperatures. But it's pretty brittle, so you have to be careful with it. All right, we're going to Mica. No, going to Canada. Or in Canada, we got a mine. There's a mica mine here in where am I? Am I in Quebec or am I in Ontario? I didn't actually pay close attention. Ontario. Okay. So we're almost to Quebec. Right on the border there. I don't know what happened to it. So when I was in summer before 4th grade, my mom had a midlife crisis of sorts, and she put her house on the market, packed us into the car, and sent us off to moved to New Jersey to go back to her hometown. It didn't last long. She was like, oh yeah, I left this place for a reason. We came back here. But on the way over, we camped in Glacier National Park one evening next to some lake. I don't remember what lake it was. And I took my G.I. Joes and I climbed off in the woods and was playing around. And there was a tree and kind of a hillside. And there's this like little kind of cutaway next to the tree. And I pulled out this chunk. And I was like, I didn't know what it was. And the only thing I had as a frame of reference was it looked like someone had a stack of like plastic grocery bags that they somehow buried, and it just kind of cooked for a bit, and you could just peel it off. And I was just fascinated with this thing. So I ended up keeping this giant block of mica, and it probably had, I don't know, 500 sheets of mica in it. And I don't know what happened to that rock. I went off to college and got home and it was gone. My mom was like, garbage. Who keeps this plastic crap around? But mica is cool. It's really cool to find it in big sheets. Most people see it as like pieces, like little tiny glinty bits in other rock. granite countertops, whatever. Or if they're like on a stream and then the sand, they'll see all this glinty stuff and they go, is that gold? That's usually mica reflecting back. Mica's cool stuff. All right. Billy. Good morning, Houston. On the ladder exit strategy, if the price hits 100K, you sell one, then one at 150K, the price drops to 97. Do you see another at 100K or wait for 225? Happy birthday. I think at the point that it's climbing like that, it's going to keep going. As long as the volume has not reached like 4 billion or whatever over whatever period of time since the MOAS begins, it's going to go up again. So I would wait, personally. If we're getting close to like 4 billion shares have traded while the MOAS is on, and it's back down to 97, then I might sell most of the rest. Because I think that the buying is probably over by then. But, yeah. Peter, Saturday now in Denmark. It's Friday here, baby. We're still late nighting it. Angel Flores, is the Be Big Tide spinoff treated as a dividend, so in 90 days, possible price action? Yes. Very possible, but two problems. One, the value is almost non-existent, and two, I don't think they spun off enough shares. I think they should have spun off way more than a 1 to 10 like they did. Probably should have been a 1 to 1. But, you know, they did what they did. So, it was supposed to be a $10 share. Now it's $1.25 or something. Sigh. Okay. Where was I? Billy Lilly also says, do you think Phase 6 will make a difference? I need to learn more about Phase 6. Anyone can send me a DM on Twitter, send me a link, and I'll hopefully there's something I can read. or send me like a timestamp part in that video where he talks about it. Prawesh Dugel. Oh no, sorry, Ideas Matter first. 7707. Houston, can you talk about NextBridge and we can get the full benefit of the divvy? Only thing I know about NextBridge is that that's going to be what OilCo is supposed to be. And from what I've gathered from the folks at the top is that none of them really want to run an oil company. But they issue these shares, the company becomes private. It sounds like they found more oil than what was supposed to be there. So there's like 3 or 4 billion barrels there, and they did a bunch of drilling because they're required to do drilling to meet the lease requirements. And they hinted at in their NextBridge announcement, the S1 they filed, that they found more oil than anyone knew about at different levels that they were drilling in. And so that could mean that there's more barrels of oil there. The known reserves in the U.S. is like 48 billion barrels. And so this is basically, like 1/15th, 1/14th of all the oil in the United States would be in this one field, if that's the case. That's crazy. But I do think that they want to sell. The issues we have with selling that is that they should have sold it in like February when oil is $130 a barrel, and now oil prices are dropping quite steadily, and so the price may be going down, but there's more oil there, so might be even itself out. If they take it private, it will be untradeable, and if they drill and suck and process their own oil, then we'll get dividends. And the dividends for private companies are usually higher than publicly traded ones. Or they take that thing, they sell it to someone, those shares we have in the untradeable account just become cash, and shabam. Also, you cannot close shares. Oh, sorry. People are opening, closing doors. Oh, hush. Shush. It's just people opening and closing doors. They're allowed to. They live here. It's fine. You don't need to concern yourself with it. There's no need to panic or have anxiety in any way, shape, or form. Do you understand? Do you? No, you don't. You're not even paying attention to me right now. Just chill out, baby. It's Friday night. We're chilling out. We're hanging. Got our South Pole shirt on. You are 9 million degrees. Chill out. He's gonna go. He's gonna leave. He's gonna go yell at somebody. Okay. But likely they're gonna sell to someone, and then that'll be it. You cannot close positions once the S1 takes into effect and they turn all their shares private. That's it. So there's likely to be some crazy price action, if there are any synthetics out there, to close those positions, because they're not going to be able to close, and they're going to owe a lot of money if they can't close those positions. So my guess is it might get bonkers, and I hope it does. Hope it gets real bonkers. I mean, personally, if the price gets over, say like $40 a share for MMTLP prior to it turning private, I might risk just selling, personally, because I don't know if when the oil company is sold, if the dividend be more than that. I mean, I got 1,200 shares. I'll gladly take 40K and throw that into GameStop. Woohoo! I'll do it. Meow meow. Meow meow. If next bridge squeezes, do you think that goofy stock you can't speak of might squeeze with it? Yeah. Because that goofy stock is still like the majority shareholder of all those MMTLP shares. So, yeah. So if they're making a lot of money, then they're making a lot of money. Okay, so there. Sorry. Now, Prawesh Dungel. Hey, I still like to know the name of the crypto. Oh shit! I have not seen John. Crap. I want to know about the crypto that my buddy was working on with like the Eastern European dudes and the South Africans. Ah, crap. Where's John? I usually see him like once. Like prior to this, I would see him like once a week, and I don't see him anymore. All right, I'll find out. I don't know. I don't know, Prawesh. I don't know. I'm to find out. Okay. Before stupid, Houston Moas. When Houston we have a problem does not have a problem. That means the Moas is never going to happen because I don't think I can get through a show without fucking something up. All right. Jimmy J. Shimmy, your shirt be viridescent. Billy Illy. Also, Boss Blunt's be talking with Highcroft Mining CEO. Might be worth watching to see if they have any chance of being profitable. I sent Boss Blunt's a question to ask him. Ask her. I asked, do they have plans on building a metallurgical site to process sulfides to get gold out of? And if so, how much do they expect that to cost them, and when they expect it to be finished? Hopefully, Boss asks them that question, because that $18 billion in gold is pretty much all trapped in sulfides, and it takes a lot to process that stuff. It's very expensive. So, if you are going to have a future for that mine, you're going to be looking at a way to process those sulfides. Darren Hia, Houston, 3 months from now, where do you see GME? Up there somewhere. I think 3 months from this week, all of us will be like, woo! And that's going to be over and over again. Hopefully one of you won the Mega Millions and you can trigger Moas yourself. Like, if I got the $1 billion, yeah, I don't know, it'd be like 600 and something million Then post-tax, close to 500 million, 450 million. So you have 450 million bucks. And my camera just die again? You feather plucker. What is wrong with you? You're an expensive camera. You're not supposed to be dying on the... So angry. Alright. Unplug. Plug back in. Work. Do something. Do it. Work. For fart's sake. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say this monkey large. So I'm going to call that done. And then I'm going to add a source. I'm going to make it video capture device. And then I'm going to go add source. And then it's going to be monkey butt cam. Add that. There we go. Okay. Alright. The mess of my desk and the mess of everything. Everything's messy. We're all messy. Okay, we're going to be doing it at this angle, the monkey butt cam. So, when shit goes wrong, monkey butt cam. Alright? You get a good view of the geology books, the almanac, the pocket ref. Get a pocket ref. These are amazing. Sometimes fan things in there faster than anything else. The old DeWalt battery that no longer holds a charge. There you go. Microscope. It's the gemology microscope. It's designed specifically for looking at fine gems. All right. Here we are at a weird angle. Just in my head, someone's birthing George Jetson this Sunday. Oh, yeah, it's George Jetson's birthday coming up, isn't it? It's like the day he births. What if there's anyone with the last name Jetson? If there is someone with the last name Jetson, they named a child George. Yeah. Okay. All right. Where was I? I was talking about, Highcroft. An expensive mining... no. Talking about using your Mega Millions to trigger MOAS. Okay, so. Spend a week or two. Just buy shares. Accumulate several million shares if you can. Might see some price action. But also, while you're doing that, get 100,000 to possibly 1 million in the money calls for December, January. Just a bunch of, just boatloads of them. Absolute monsters of them. And then take what's left, go through a lit exchange, and do nothing but place limit orders for those market maker data, 777s, things like that, at 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cent, 4 cent higher than the previous order, and just keep working your way up. Keep working your way up. Just 777, 777. It's going to freak out all the computers. They're going to see the price going higher and higher and higher, and maybe pick up another 1 million or 2 shares that way. And if you can work that sucker up there, so that not only are all of your calls kind of going in the money, or if they're when the money going, like maybe just out of the money share calls you might get them all in the money, and then just fucking execute. Execute. Make them go bonkers. Make them have to look for, 100 million shares that don't exist all at once. And make it go nuts. So if one of you win the Mega Millions, just cause MOAS yourself. Be chaotic good. Let's get it. Okay. SJ Houston, I've had some people tell me that borrow fees on stocks are not upfront fees, as you stated before, but are annual rate, paid pro rata day rate. Thoughts? There are 2 kinds of borrow fees. There's the cost to borrow, which is a fee you pay just to get the shares, and then there's an interest rate you pay on the borrowed shares. So there's 2 kinds of rates there. All right. Guys are making fun of me. OPEX, not till the 19th. Yes, 19th of August is the next T35 OPEX date. And that's coming. That's in a little more than 3 weeks. So, woo! Or no, it's the 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks. Alan Woodward Houston, would you have any recommendations of where to go panning for gold in Utah? I've been wanting to go on a little weekend prospecting trip. The Henry Mountains, Boulder Mountain, or up in the eastern part of the state, sort of the range east of Salt Lake City. That'd be your places to find gold. The really good spot is basically taken over by the Bingham mine, which is one of the largest holes in the world. And that was largely a copper mine, but lots of byproduct gold in that area. But the Henrys are probably the most open. Lots of streams to go check out. There were a lot of Spanish, I don't call them grub stakes. What would be the term for them? When the conquistadors came through, they did a lot of gold mining. My brother actually wrote a book about this years ago. He walked the Santa Fe Trail and wrote a book about the history of it. And basically, the conquistadors, they got to Mexico, and they're like, hey, Aztecs, give us all your gold. They're like, well, we just got a few bits of gold, but we have mostly silver. No, I want gold, not silver. Give us gold. I'm like, Norte, got to go north to get gold, man. And so the conquistadors took a bunch of Aztecs as slaves, went north, and then went into Texas and Arizona and New Mexico and Colorado and Utah. But they sent two groups. They sent one group as a diversion to the east to like explore the middle of the country, the Ozarks and the Mississippi River, and they sent a secret group to the west to get the gold. And they would find a gold vein, they would work their Aztec slaves, so basically they all died, and then they would try to pack the gold onto the burros, and they would hike out to Los Angeles, and they would meet traders and Chinese ships, and they would do trade that way so that the crown and the church would never know what they're doing. Meanwhile, the distraction team is wandering around Missouri going, oh, I can't find any gold here, Pope. I don't know where it is. We're looking. And that way they wouldn't get taxed and tied to death. So there's been a few instances where people have found some of the Spanish bullion. There's a guy in Boulder Mountain, because there's all sorts of crazy canyons and they're really hard and get lost and stuff like slot canyons. There's a guy that found basically a 500-year-old canvas sack of gold, because the conquistadors worked these slaves until they died, and then the burros might not be able to carry all of it. So they're like, okay, we're gonna remember it's here, so we're gonna go to Los Angeles, sell this stuff, we're gonna come back, and we're gonna find it. And of course they'd never make it back, so it's so confusing. So this sack had been sitting in the slot canyon for like 500 years, and this dude found it a few years ago, and got himself $1 million in gold. Awesome. But yeah, you'll find gold all over the Henrys, all over Boulder Mountain. Go there. All right, Billy Illy, 10-minute delay is a bit much, maybe 5 minutes, so is enough for time delay for a trader to finish and buy and reset for a sell. Sure, 5 minutes, as long as it's something that's humanly possible, and I'm okay with it. But if it's in the realm that only a supercomputer can do, then no, I don't think that should be how it trades. Guitar Stuff. Houston may not have the Hot Boys Girls cams yet, but if you like hot chicken, I tried Sister and Brother Bar just north of Pacific Science Center on my trip to Seattle this week. I recommend it. Sister and Brother Bar. I know the region. That's Lower Queen Anne. I'll go check them out. All right. Billy Ray Valentine, T0 is the first blockchain broker. It is up and running. Yeah, but no one likes what's his butt who runs T0. So I don't know if they're going to use it. What's that guy's name? He's always complaining, and he hates AMC a lot now. What's that guy's name? I forget. All right. One nitro, two intro. Sean Marcos, Jackson Hunter was YouTubing the other day with his shirt off. Are you going to do the same? maybe for a charity stream, if it means raising a bunch of money for some poor kids or something, we might be able to do that. KJ 111. I'm in Grants Pass. Oh, dude, Oregon is getting burned more than we are. Northern California is also brutal. Yeah. Oh, Robert Trail, I'm glad you're gonna fall asleep to my boring ass podcast tonight. So I gotta fall asleep to somebody's, right? Kronk, can a broker legally close your options before the expiration date? It happens to people, I think, within an hour of close on the date that the options expire. A lot of brokerages will do that. They will close your stuff, sell it, whatever. I know some people got upset because they had who was it? Was it Wheat Wild? I think he had a put or a call on SPY, and it wasn't in the money, but it had been in the money earlier in the day, and he was still waiting. They sold it out from under him an hour before close, and 10 minutes before close, it was definitely in the money and making profit. He was like, grrr! But yeah, I think you got to talk to him and tell him no, I want to ride this the whole way. Let me ride my bet all the way out. But I think oftentimes the default is, well, it's not in the money, so we're gonna get rid of it an hour before close. Daphne Houston, did you hear anything about a whale purchasing a bunch of Ethereum? Speculation that it had something to do with G-America deposits for each stockholder or something like that. No, but liquidity for being able to trade something on the Ethereum network is very important. You have to be able to post that sucker. But is there enough Ethereum to post for GameStop to be a traded stock on a blockchain? Because you'd need $30 billion in Ethereum to do that, wouldn't you? Theoretically, to be able to get that in everyone's accounts. I don't know, but the way staking works, or posting that liquidity, is still a little bit beyond where my brain understands everything. Okay. Brian Strange, he has a short version. Okay, cool. It's the first time family offices and derivatives will be regulated and margin to be required. All right, so maybe we might finally see what some of those family offices hold, because they never had to report before. That'd be fantastic. Please send it to me later. I would love to see/read that about the ISDA Phase 6. Guitar Stuff, a pre-MOAS consideration. Research and learn about being rich. Today, I research zero balance bank accounts. Most of us have never dealt with particulars of having a lot of money. This is true. And figure out what you need, figure out what you want, and have enough left over to live off of. If you ever want to learn how not to be rich, watch those little TV shows. So there's a bunch of them that were 20 years ago that would follow lottery winners around. And one of them that really stuck with me was this family from West Virginia. Some piss poor little coal mining town, West Virginia. They won $50 million in the Powerball. And we're like, well, West Virginia sucks. Let's go where rich people are. It's like, went on the internet. Where do rich people live? And it's like, Palm Beach. They're cool. They bought a mansion on the water, Palm Beach. Giant boat. Whole bunch of dolphin statues, pissing water and stuff, and Ferraris and Lamborghinis and the whole 9 yards. And in a year, they had spent all $50 million the tax bills due. They didn't have any of the money for the taxes, and that was it. Their gallivanting fun life was over. Uncle Sam now owned their dolphins peeing in their boat and their house on the water in Palm Beach, and they had a great 6 months, and that was it. So, figure out how much money you need to live, what type of luxuries you can afford, and do not stray from that plan. Also, you can do weird family trusts, weird tax shelters, You can create your own non-taxable, non-profit investment account that's for charity, things like that. So you'll find tax lawyers and accountants who will know all these things, and make sure they check each other's work so you don't get screwed by those guys. But yeah, there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to learn about being rich and staying that way. All right. Okay. Hans R, quick two-part and AMTD from its website. As a fusion reactor at the core of AMTD SpiderNet ecosystem, AMTD Digital is a one-step digital solutions platforms in Asia, with businesses spanning multiple verticals, including digital, financial services, digital media, content and marketing, SpiderNet ecosystem solutions, and digital investments. Whatever that means. I was about to say, cool. None of that means anything to me. The Flirp Derpin and the Flirt Gurger are used in the spool net and the turbo encapsulator. Okay. Chris Adams, have you heard anything about on GMGF, Graphene Manufacturing Group? Waiting for info on test Turin and pouch batteries. I'm waiting for info on that too. I only learned that they had sent out some pouch batteries this last week, so that's what I'm waiting for. Hans R, by the way, being a car guy and a desert hound, you should come and check out King of the Hammers in Johnson Valley sometime, closely to Mad Max. I've seen in person. I've been to Johnson Valley a few times. There's actually was for a while when you went to Johnson Valley on Google Earth, the image was of when they do that crazy junk punk Mad Max rally out in Johnson Valley. Where are you? There it is. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm doing. We're going there. We're going shabam. Here's Johnson Valley. It's a big valley east of Los Angeles. So Los Angeles, San Bernardino. Go over the San Gabriels and out into the valley here. There is Lucerne Valley, and then there's like Palmdale and whatnot all up here. And there's some really cool granite formations in here. I went camping at one of them. Was it this guy? Shit. Which one was it? I don't know. There's really cool rock formations out here. There's some dunes and things you go 4x4ing on. Lots of dirt bikes everywhere, flying all over the place. Where was it? At King of the Hammers. There was at one time when I found it was all the crazy Mad Max trucks. They're all lined up out here. They're doing some sort of like thing. But I need to get a new war rig going so that I can go and adventure and do stuff like that. I need to start building a new war rig. I need to do that. We're gonna be filming stuff. I need a truck that works. The current war rig is toast. I'm looking at maybe like a mid 2005 Porsche Cayenne, because I can actually get one of those cheaper than get a Mitsubishi the same year. Gives them a 300 or 500 horsepower to get the same gas mileage. And a pretty kick-ass four-wheel drive system. It'd be really fun to like Mad Max a Porsche. I think it'd be kind of funny. Rip off that stupid bumper, put on a crazy metal winch bumper with a pre-runner bar and skid plates. Oh, can the 35-inch tires fit in one of those things? May need like a 5 or 6 inch lift to do that. Even then, I might have to cut out some wheel wells. Throw a snorkel on one. Yeah, I might do one of those suckers. Meow meow. Who forces the market makers to close their naked shorts? Do they pay cost to borrow? The market makers are in this weird land where they have things called capital requirements. And those capital requirements, I'm not sure exactly how those work. Essentially, it means they need to have enough liquidity on hand, like cash on hand, to meet these requirements for how much stuff they owe out there. And I don't know exactly how that math works out, like exactly what the mechanism is that allows them to still have like $2 trillion in securities sold, not yet delivered. I don't know what the requirement is for capital. I cannot see how that works. I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay. Where am I? That was George Jetson one. Got past that. Does this camera actually seem to broadcast better in HD? Because the feed I get in my little YouTube studio window, it just looks blurry all the time. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll make this the main camera and the monkey camera can be the really expensive one that doesn't seem to actually do what it's supposed to do. Because it seems to be dying a lot. Okay. Oh, man, you just reset again. Calm down, my friend. Calm down. Where? Ah, crap. I just lost my spot here. Alright, that's the whale purchasing stuff. That's Brian Strange talking about those things. There we go. Alright. Close thing to Mad Max. Bam. Okay. And then we got the camera dying section. Alright, so I am only 20 minutes behind. Not too bad. Good. Time flies late at night. Microphone acting up. Microphone better not be acting up. I don't know if I can do that. Mitch, did you hear they found the Goonies shipwreck that inspired the movie The Goonies? One of you guys sent me that article. It was University of Delaware oceanographers were mapping the bay where it was. I don't think they found the treasure, but they found boards from the ship, I believe, as well as another shipwreck that was in the same bay. Yeah, it's cool stuff. I prefer if, like, it's a big stinky ship inside the sea lion caves. You ever been to sea lion caves? That is a smelly, smelly place. You can watch like the turds that float out from the sea lion caves go down the coast for like 20 miles. Just this brown streak from all those sea lions just pooping away in there. It's a cool spot though. There are like hundreds or thousands of them in the caves. Joshua, I used to live in Medford. You mean Methford? Casey Chapman, can you tell your producers we want to see you mistakenly double intro when you keep show, please? It'd be great. Don't worry, I'll find some way to screw it up. That's for sure. I don't know. Depending on how filming schedule goes, if it happens, we still need to sell to a network. But I don't know. I'd like to still be able to do one of these at least once a week or something from wherever I am in the world. Karstam El Sharif, Houston. Since World War II, there have been a lot of fabs and design styles. Talk about the best and ugliest and the one who transcended time. Fabs. Fads? Fabs. Fads? You might have to be a little more specific there, Karstam. There have been lots of fads? Fabs. Fads? Confirm if it's fabs or fads. Because I don't know what fab is. It's unless it's fabulous or fabrication. I don't know. Then I'll try to answer. Jamie Thompson, Houston. Here in the UK, we are unable to play options as it is banned by the Financial Conduct Authority. Is there any way we can play any other financial derivatives? Oh, goodness. I didn't know you guys were banned from doing that. Is that considered too much of like betting, gambling or something? Huh. I don't know. Are you allowed to do like credit default swaps or something? I don't know. I'll have to look into that. I didn't know you guys weren't allowed to play options in the UK. I learned something new. So, I'll have to find out if there's anything close to what you're allowed to do with those things. Huh. Cassius Bozeman, Phase 6 is not only additional collateral requirements, but also doesn't allow rehypothecation. It has its own CAT system. Okay. All right. Mr. Deadshot, Houston. I remember you saying if you have $1 million, there's a way to invest so you get 50,000 passive income. Could you possibly explain? Yeah, you just take that $1 million and you throw it into like a Vanguard fund, and your annuities come out to 5 to 8% a year. That'd be $50,000 to $80,000 a year off that. That's all you do. You just give them that, and they give you a check every month or every quarter for having that money invested. That's it. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Not too shabby, right? Now, Chris Adams has got a spot for us. This looks like something out west. Something in Oregon, maybe? 43,120? We are at the edge of some lake on a dirt road in a parking lot of a water tower. There we are, out in the desert, and I think Eastern Oregon was my digit code, maybe Northern Nevada. Okay. It's a water tank. Probably for some really dehydrated cattle. We got big old lava plant. Oh, maybe looking for the lava here. Yeah, so you got some cinder cones. I got at least 1, 2 cinder cones. And a lava field. Where am I? There's one, there's another one. Am I Christmas Valley? Where? Oh, Fort Rock, yeah. Yeah, Christmas Valley. Yeah, that's where we are. Okay. This place is cool. So, Fort Rock. So you go to Fort Rock. Where's the actual rock itself? That's the town of Fort Rock. There's Fort Rock. So you can see this old cinder cone here. This was in what was this lake called? So during the ice ages, there was a giant lake here, and this was like this lone little island that popped up, and it's sort of like an amphitheater. And they actually found some of the oldest human remains, oldest coprolite in North America, and some of the oldest objects from native peoples. There's a couple little caves along here, and they found like old sort of sandal moccasins that were made by grasses of some kind. And so this whole area was a giant lake at one point. Now, these are newer volcanic structures, flood basalts that popped up. There was a big crack called like Giant Crack, isn't it? Been there a couple times. Monkey Butt and I went there. I've been there a couple times. Where are you, Giant Crack? Is this the hike? Oh, this is Giant Crack. This is that crack right here. Yeah, crack in the ground. Oh, that's the parking lot for Crack in the Ground. So you walk along the little trail here. Boom, there's a crack goes this way, crack goes that way. Essentially, the earth opened up through some tectonics, and you can walk this thing for a long ways. It goes and it goes and it goes and it goes and it goes. And actually, on a day like this, when it's 100 million degrees outside, you climb down into the crack in the ground. It's like nice, feels like a refrigerator. It's like 65, 70 degrees. It is really nice. Yeah, Monkey Butt and I love going in here. We go through Christmas Valley. Also, it's really fun because the irrigation usually means that like driving on the dirt roads to get there, you just do lots of splashing around, and then you buy some really expensive gas in Christmas Valley. You can drive out to, is it 395 out here. Summer Lake is crazy. Summer Lake and Paisley. So if you can drive, if you happen to find yourself in Oregon, late March, early April, one of the most beautiful drives you will go on in your entire life is you leave Highway 97, you head through Silver Lake, then Summer Lake, and you go around Summer. Summer Lake is full then. It is really cool and gorgeous. Through the town of Paisley, down through near Lakeview. When you get to Adel, the river system here is flowing, and there's all these like beautiful waterfalls over these like basalt columns. And you get into Adel, and this entire region in Adel, this whole thing and this whole thing are all full of water. And the highway cuts across and then climbs up this cliff face. So you go from, where are you, 5,000 feet up to 6,000 feet and change, just in a long straight line up this cliff. When we get to the top, there's a glide port. There's always dudes like hang gliding and parasailing, all sorts of stuff off here. And then in the spring, it's all full of water, so there's just like millions of migrating shorebirds that come through. Just so many birds everywhere. Dudes paragliding with them. And then you cut across, get into Nevada, head down into Virgin Valley, which is yonder, and then there's another big crack. This is Big Crack or Giant Crack, another big fault system, and it's a really cool hike going through here. But in Virgin Valley is where all the black opals are found, and there's tons of black opal mines. You can go to one of the mines and pay a guy $50 and go dig some cool black opals out if you find them. And April, it's a good time of year because it's not extreme and hot. But it's a hot river that flows through here, so the water is always like 110 degrees. And then up on this side of this cliff system here, the hot river is where the hot river gets its start, and just go sit in the water. Just get a camping chair and just sit in the water. Find a good spot that's the right temperature. Just go sit and hang out with your bros. Have a good time. But this whole region, when you come up, you drive up the cliff and you're driving through this area. There's all these like crazy little peaks and all these weird waterfalls that will be when the snow melts in the springtime, and otherwise it's just brown and gross and awful, and but it's so green and lush in April. It's amazing, and the cows are everywhere, and I don't know, one of the most beautiful drives you can do. But if you go to Christmas Valley, go to Crack in the Ground, go hike it. It's weird. It'll be like 1,000,000 degrees, and then you climb into this thing, and all of a sudden you're like, oh wow, I feel like I'm in a walk-in cooler. It's amazing. All right, good spot. Who was sending me that one? I forget who was sending me that one. Oh, Chris Adams. Thank you, Chris Adams. Oh, I'm the wrong one. I'm unfrozen. There we go. Okay. Illy. Would you rather buy 10 houses at $250K and rent them for $3,000 a month each, getting $30,000 a month, or invest $2.5 million into ETFs and collect the divvies? Here's the thing about renting houses, is that you have to deal with the houses, and that's a problem. The door lock broke. There's mold problem. Oh, the dishwasher doesn't work anymore. Oh, pipe burst. Who's gonna mow the lawn? Like, that's the problem with being a landlord and having all those houses. I'd rather flip real estate, deal with it and be done, never to look at again, than to property manage stuff. Not for me. Not for me at all. I would rather have an ETF or a Vanguard fund or something, taking care of that, collecting all the dividends I want. Okay. Oh, you're right, Karsten, fads. Okay, so you're asking, where were we? Houston, since World War II, there have been lots of fads and design styles. Talk about the best and ugliest and who transcended time. Okay, since World War II, there were parts of the postmodern, mid-century modern that I like a lot, and other parts that were way too concrete brutalism, and I think detracted from cool design. I love conversation pits. So like houses in the 50s and 60s, the conversation pits, I thought they were just beautiful and rad. I like the Palm Springs style of mid-century modern. I hated the baby poop green, olive green, burnt orange shag carpet, late 60s, early 70s wood paneling crap. Ugh, gross. There are aspects of the 80s neon new wave style that I think are pretty groovy. Like, I love bright colors and patterns, but also they like to have way too much brass, and brass is just, if you're not on a ship, don't make things brass. Brass railings, brass faucets. I think the current design trends for people's houses are, granite countertop. Go to, I don't know, it kind of bores me. But I've just read about Neo-Andean architecture, and that shit is so cool. I retweeted a thing. It is just bitchin' Neo-Andean Andean architecture. Oops. Go away, Google Earth. Yeah, images. So there's this dude outside La Paz in Bolivia that, you know, he started designing these buildings, and in what's the name of the town? El Apex? It's the highest city in the world. But it is just incredible. I'm like a bird of paradise. I'm attracted to just bright colors. And just throwing these like crazy houses and office buildings and stuff into these, you know, previously kind of little poor towns that are now hustling and bustling. They're just really cool. I dig it. I dig it a lot. And I think it's one of those things that like, it's so loud and so fascinating you feel like you're inside of a Candy Crush video game or something. But I don't know, I love it. I love it a lot. I only discovered this the other day. The white colonizer me saying discovering. I only found out about it the other day. But they're cool. They look like video game. They look like the Moonanites from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. That's what I think they look like. I think they're just so cool looking. So here they are, lining up in little downtown areas, entire blocks. Yeah, Freddie Mamani, he's the architect who designed all these things. They are just really cool. I don't know. This might be my favorite Nouveau style that's out there right now. Just because I'm a firm believer in just making weird shit because you can. Why not? It's cool. It's so cool. It's just so out there and so bright and so cheery, and I don't know, everything looks like a happy flash game casino. I don't know. I'm not a super big fan of like the Frank Gehry blob stuff. Meh. You know, some of them like the Disney was it Symphony Hall in Los Angeles? Okay, and the Getty Museum in Bilbao, Spain is pretty cool. But like the Experience Music Project is ugly as sin. The one in Seattle, just not that cool. Who else do I like a lot? I like I think post World War II. What design styles post World War II do I like a lot? Do you guys ever see Bob Hope's house? This was like the pinnacle of mid-century modern. This place is so cool. This is Bob Hope's house. It just sold, or is up for sale for like $25 million. But it's like an indoor-outdoor living space with like an awesome pool, and it is so cool. Like, you're inside, but you're outside. This is the type of like ballsy, really rad architecture I love to see from architects. Like, make the weirdest thing for the environment that you're in and run with it. Like, that is just how would you like to have a swanky party in this place? This is Swanky Party Central. Let's have some swanky parties up on the hill, overlooking everything, being Bob Hope. Oh, that one's boring. But yeah, what a cool building that is. And it's just like gulping up water in a place that doesn't have any. But there it is under construction. It's cool, man. I'm all about it. Be bold. Do rad shit. Okay. I don't know if I actually answered your question or just got off on tangents. But mid-century modern, when done right, I think is really cool. When done boring, meh. Okay. Where was I? Alright, there's Chris Adams thingy. There's Karsten. Okay. Wow, Hippo. Houston. I'm not against DRS, but why are them DRS boys so colty pushy? Supposedly 50% of GME shares are DRS now. That doesn't. But doesn't that data come from DRS bought? So if only records buys but not sells. I think if you're in DRS and you're going to sell at the current prices, you are going to have to transfer back to regular broker, because the stock price is $33 a share, and there's going to be a $25 commission for making a sale. Not really worth it if you're in DRS and selling right now. You need that price to be stupid to sell in DRS. Otherwise, you might as well transfer back over to Fidelity or whoever and sell through that. Jay King likes the late night in New York City. See, he never sleeps, so, it's 3 in the morning where you are. Hell yeah. Okay. DVS says Houston, 2 million XRT FTDs due Wednesday and 2 million XRT DVDs due on Thursday. Plus, Lennox's says we are running Tuesday. Plus, RC's bullish tweet could be a good week. I'm all for it. What date did I? I already forgot what date. I think the 12th is my. Where am I? Oh no. Yeah, I think. I've got some GME calls for the 12th. Let's see if something happens. I would like to. I'd like to know. All right. Hoshi Gaming, Houston. I think I caught COVID while in Peru. Got any tips? Uh-oh. Should I just fly back to the U.S. or is that a dick move? The shot's there, but people don't take it. They might not let you fly. You may have to test negative to get on the plane. Don't you have to test negative to get on the plane? I know I did. I had to test negative international flights to come back to the U.S. They might not let you. You might be stuck in Peru for a little bit there, bud. I'm back on. I'm still there. There we go. Habit. Go back to Big Houston is the wrong one. Big Houston's frozen. Yeah, I would not. I tried my best not to expose a bunch of people on a plane to my disease. But, do what you gotta do, I guess. Okay. Marvin G, I agree with virtually everything except Biggie is better than Tupac. No, Biggie is better than Tupac. Tupac is boring. I'll say it. Tupac is boring. His raps, boring. His beats, boring. Biggie has way better melodies, way more fun with his music. Tupac was just a serious ballerina, and he didn't have as much fun with his music. I think it was a little too serious. I like a little more wit bouncing around there. All right. DVS says Girk was sounding super bullish on last night's stream as well. Thinks super low volume is indicative of them internalizing it all and likely failing to deliver as a result. Okay. Hoshi Gaming, I don't have to have a negative test, but it said if I use a mask I could fly. Huh. Well, I mean, get Paxlovid if they have it in Peru. Take some of that stuff. Your mouth will taste like a kid litter box, but it works wonders. Yeah. I'm all caught up. I'm all caught up here. I've caught up. I got nothing else to talk about. Unless you guys, there's 200 of you in here, throw something at me. Otherwise, I'm just sweaty and tired and late at night and rocking my South Pole shirt for the evening. But yeah, I am all caught up here. I am all caught up. What do you think of the Netherlands? I haven't been to the Netherlands yet. I was supposed to. When I was playing baseball in Austria, we were to go do a tournament in the Netherlands, and I hurt my elbow before then. I didn't get to go. But I'd love to check it out. I've got a couple of friends who are actually in Amsterdam right now, and my little sister's going to be in Amsterdam next week. She and her boyfriend are going to Iceland and Amsterdam, and maybe somewhere else for a couple weeks. But I'd love to go. I'd love to go check it out. I've not been yet. I want to go. I've always been in love with long track speed skating, and I wanted to be a long track speed skater. I did like roller skating racing when I was a kid. My mom went back to school to become a nurse, and so she was going to this community college. In the evenings, she would do night classes. She just dropped me off at the roller skating rink, and I did short track roller skate racing. But I really wanted to do long track ice skating. And but then she got transferred to another college, and I didn't get to do the speed skating anymore. And I never really had the thighs for it anyway. I am chicken legged, as it were. I didn't have like the big meaty massive thighs, but I've always wanted to ice skate the canals in the wintertime in the Netherlands with all those like people who are just obsessed with ice skating. I've always want to try that. But if MOAS happens, maybe this winter. Here's winter. I'll do my regular Switzerland adventure. The Legs of Steel Belly of Jelly Tour 2023. Maybe that will include a trip to the Netherlands to do ice skating on some canals. All right. Hoshi Gaming loves the new camera angle. Everyone seems to love the camera angle here. The messy section of the desk that you never get to see. You see me like reach in here and pull out books every once in a while. But yeah. DVSL says there was a huge number of fails to deliver in BBY's latest data. Also 3 million failed on the 11th of July. I think Bed Bath & Beyond is definitely poised to go absolutely bonkers. I think it's gonna go nuts. I wish I had more to play with to get some calls. Brah. Brah, brah, brah. Well, also I need some money from the college. The college owes me, has not paid me yet. Pay me, college. Okay. Andrew Dowell, Great Britain Ape here. Jamie said you can do options in England through interactive brokers. Jamie's advice was to spread betting is tax-free. There you go. There's your answer. All right, Andrew. Andrew knows how you can play that. Spread betting is tax-free. I don't know what spread betting is. What is spread betting? Is a derivative strategy in which participants do not own the underlying asset they bet on, such as a stock or commodity. Rather, spread bettors simply speculate on whether the asset's price will rise or fall using the prices offered to them by a broker, as in stock market trading. So really, it's straight up gambling. Okay. Investors align with the bid price if they believe the market will rise and go with the ask if they believe it will fall. Key areas of spread betting include the use of leverage, the ability to go both long and short, the wide variety of markets available, and tax benefits. So it's like playing options without actually having a contract. Okay. Weird. All right, I have to learn more about that one. Thank you there, Andrew. Bex, Autotune, is there ever a case for using it, and why is the answer absolutely not, unless you're Cher? They really went, like, Cher did Autotune in that one song that came out in like 2000. And then they went bonkers with it for about a 5-6 year period. And I remember Lil Wayne did an entire album where he was auto-tuned. And then he went live on Saturday Night Live. And you could hear him in the crowd mic singing. And then the auto-tune of him singing coming through. And he was so off key and it was so bad. Holy smokes. Things that should be auto-tuned should be huskies. Auto-tuning dogs is always hilarious. Auto-tuning babies is also hilarious. Should only be used in jokes. Okay. West Wind. I can't talk too much about the show. I'm kind of precluded a little bit about talking about the Geology show. I don't know where the first adventure will be filmed because we have to get a network to go now. So, first step, production company. Second step, network, and then something happens. But we're hoping for one of the big ones. Nat Geo, maybe. I'd like Nat Geo. I'd like Amazon. I'd like one of the good big streamers. My concept for the show is not necessarily like an hour linear format. I want each show to be its own little unique. One might be 40 minutes, one might be 2 hours long. And a streaming platform, I think, works really well for that because the show will be as long as it needs to be to like convey the information and the adventure that happens. So I'm hoping for a streamer. That's what I'm hoping for. But I'll take anyone because I'm a complete nobody and I gotta take what I can get. Cannot look that give horse in the mouth. Chris Adams, what was the rock hunting book you've talked about before? Daughter loves rocks, rock hounding, and need a good book. There's lots of them. The Gem Trail books are really good, and the Falcon guides are good. So like, so here is. It's like this is Gem Trails of Utah. Oh, on camera. Gem Trails of Utah and the rock hounding Falcon guides. Both of them are really good. A lot of them have a lot of similar information. A couple of them have a few different unique things. A different geologist or prospector basically writes each one of these. And some of them have contributors. I like to combine the Gem Trail books with things like this. The Encyclopedia of Ghost Towns of the West. Now, this was originally published in like the late 60s, early 70s. From a lot of adventures this dude took from the 1940s, 50s, 60s, and so on. But if you can get yourself a copy, I recommend it. It's mostly about ghost towns. A lot of the ghost towns, some of them don't even exist anymore. And some of them are no longer ghost towns. Like the mine opened up or they're close enough to a major city, they're now just a suburb. Like Aurora, Oregon is a ghost town here, but it's no longer a ghost town. But it tells you a lot if you're looking for places to hunt for gems and metals and stuff. A lot of the old mining towns in here combined with the rock hounding book are fantastic. Another guy I recommend this Dan Husel. His books mostly about like Wyoming and Colorado area. They're super informative. From the way he writes and through like the actions that the state legislature in Wyoming have taken when he's presented them with things, is I think that people really hate his guts. Dan, if you're watching, I'm sorry, but that's the vibe I get. And he throws in some like kind of hateful diatribes every once in a while, but he's a really good geologist and he's got fantastic information. He's made a lot of original discoveries of really crazy minerals. And so like they're informative, but he just might throw in some barbs about someone in the state legislature in Wyoming being mean to him. But I don't know. He might be a little full of himself. Like anyone who refers to himself as a polymath usually is kind of just a raging asshole. And he refers to himself as a polymath like 14 times in his own books. But they are very informative. I will give him credit for that. They're very informative. They show you where lots of stuff is, and he just, probably not needs to piss off everyone in the state of Wyoming all the time. Those ones are good. Road atlases are always good. The roadside geology books. Like this is Roadside Geology of Washington. For a little kid, this is probably not the best book. Although there are some pictures and stuff in it of like lava flows, and it will describe not only places to find cool rocks, but also like where geologic events have happened. Volcanoes, lava tubes, tsunamis, things like that. And the roadside books are really good. And then everyone always needs essentially a rock and mineral guide. Simon Schuster's guide pretty much works globally. The Audubon Society has great ones. Like this is the North American one, and it's got lots of cool pictures, lots of descriptions of where to find things, and like rocks are always falling out of here because these things have been through crash accidents and all over the world with me. But both are probably really good, and every once in a while you can find sort of specific books. So like this is a reprinting of a 1916 mining districts of Nevada, and it will tell you lots of like towns and what was found there. So I go through them, I highlight what I'm looking for, and so then it gives me an idea of like, okay, if I'm looking for a silver deposit in this region, there's this town, there's a strike here, and I can start looking on Google Earth, and it will let me know like where mines. You can look at Google Earth and figure out where mines were, where test holes may have been dug and whatnot. And so books like this are really good. What other good ones you got here? Lots of ghost town books, lots of gem trail books, ghost town books. Yeah, that's those places I would start. Like this one here is neglected geological anomalies. This is more like a textbook, trying to figure out why certain things are the way they are that no one's solved yet. This is from the 60s. And a lot of these questions have not been answered yet. Gold nugget hunting books are always good. That's this one. Another ghost town one, more ghost towns, whatnot. But ghost town books are combined with gem books are awesome. Eric, I've not watched the board ape video yet. Oh my gosh, I need to do that. I only remember when you guys remind me, and then when the show's over, I will not remember. I need to watch that stupid documentary. I don't watch that yet. Dame Horatia, oddly, Houston look more handsome at this angle. How's that work? I don't know. I don't know how that works. I'm sorry. I blame my parents. That's what it comes down to. Okay. DVS says that T69 theory also lines up with this week from the May run. This week is looking like spice. And then that runs in 3 weeks the Ortex. So, yeah. Shelly, what is best for water filtration? Charcoal or carbon coconut shells high activity? Active carbon is usually what people use for filtration. I assume that carbon coconut shells, that they just burn the coconut and make an active carbon out of it. I've never experienced it myself. Most of the filtration you use for, like, if you're camping and you're sucking up pond water or whatever and you drink it, is going to be some sort of activated carbon that filters out, stuff down to 0.6 micron or whatever. Yeah. Hoshi Gaming, favorite dog and cat breed? Mine are Peruvian hairless and the derpy-eyed cats. Oh, and snake would be an Eastern hognose. I mean, I'm partial to whatever dog I have. Monkey Butt's great. Both dogs. Oh, the Monkey Butt's down here. Monkey Butt's a Catahoula leopard dog. She's pretty cool. Yeah, that's right. I'm saying her name. My dog I grew up with was a Basset Fauve de Bretagne. We didn't know what it was. I just I was Christmas 2nd grade. So this is Christmas 1988. And my aunt, for Christmas, gives me a 40-pound bag of dog food and a certificate good for one dog at the Paws Adoption Center. And I was like, what? My mom was like, what? And my aunt did not talk to my mom about it. I was like, I'm getting a dog. This is amazing. So we went to the Paws place sometime between Christmas and New Year's and walked through, met all the dogs. And I met this one dog that looked like Benji. And I was like, that's the dog. He's the one I want. And so he had to get neutered. So I didn't get him until after New Year's. And then we were just best buddies. He was just a cool little dude. He's only about 25, 30 pounds, but he acted like a real dog. He did all real dog stuff. He treated raccoons. He was a hunter. And we didn't actually figure out, we just thought he was some sort of terrier mutt. We didn't actually figure out that he was an actual breed until, I don't know, 10, 15 years later. We're going through some sort of dog guidebook, and there's my dog. Like, holy shit, it's a Basset Fauve de Bretagne. And how they describe him is exactly how he was. They were used by French fox hunters. Basically, the Basset Fauve de Bretagne would find the foxhole, climb down the foxhole, and chase out the fox, and the other hounds would chase down the fox and do its murdering thing. So his nose was really good. He just spent all day like treeing raccoons constantly out in the woods. And you just love getting in fights, even though he's small and gets ass kicked by like Akitas and stuff. But you go back for more. Yeah. Jersey, why use a monkey butt cam? Because my expensive Elgato face cam keeps dying after a few minutes, so I'm stuck on monkey butt cam. It's just annoying. Autobahn Society, not Autobot. Autobahn. All right. Aviation Channel, how close do you think we are with GME? 3 months? Yeah. Andrew Dell says Rocky Outcrop is a YouTuber doing spread betting as well. All right. Yeah, Rocky and Jamie, those guys know the stuff in the UK. They're going to tell you. All right. Look more like a legitimate radio show with this angle. I think it's because I got the dangler. Dong, 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 dong. All right. All right. Well, I am getting close to the 2 hour point. I am getting haggard here. Shelly, thank you. Worried about tetanus since coconut shells take out oxygen underwater. Huh. Yeah. I've not heard of people getting tetanus that way, but tetanus is not cool. Get your Tdap for sure if you're worried about tetanus. Do not get lockjaw or have to go into like full traction because you are all locked up from bacterial poop eating through your body. You don't want that. Daphne, if you need a Girl Friday sidekick for the show, I'm looking for a new gig. No, says, we are so close to the squeeze, man. Real panic over here in Germany with the shares vanishing. Trying to identify the pattern, but it seems 1+ year holders didn't get stolen from as much. Okay. Interesting. Very strange. Very strange what's happening with European brokers on this. Monkey Butt making an appearance on your show. Monkey Butt, hey, Monkey Butt, come on, come here. No, big dog, not talking to you, not talking to you. Well, I got the big dog in my lap. Can his nose come up here? There's a big dog nose. Hello, buddy. Monkey, come here. Monkey Butt, come on. I want to see you before I go off. Come on, Monkey, come on, come say hi. There we go. There's the Monkey Butt. Yes. Hello. All right, we got a big dog. We got a Monkey Butt. Everybody's here. Monkey's like, I'm so tired and warm. Why do you make me do these things? Why? Because you're my bread and butter, Monkey. You're what people are really actually here to watch, not me. Yeah, they're here for the Monkey Butt because she's a good dog, right? Yeah, I can go back to bed. Yeah, was that good? Was that good, Monkey Butt? Was that a good scratch? Yeah. Okay, big dog, you'll get a slap on the head too. Okay. Okay. So, Concerts Bank, in your case, brokers didn't fulfill their split dividend obligations so far. All of them big names for us. Indie Volksbank, Spark Asset, Latex Cable, Capital Bank, Austrian, Soares Bank, Deutsche Bank, Republic. Okay. JB, can she be on a TV show too? That's the idea. Is that I want Monkey Butt to get a doggy passport and for her to explore the world with us, because she doesn't bark. So, like, one of the problems I guess with having dogs on camera is that dogs bark all the time and ruin things. But the only time she's gonna bark is if like something's coming to kill us. The rest of the time she's like, "Sup?" and she's not really gonna bark. Really, really rare for her to bark. So she's perfect, and she's a little package of muscle. And she, get that fly, Monkey. It's on your face. Oh, nope, it's on your head. Ah. Oh, it's a mosquito. Mosquito trying to eat you. I'm gonna slap your face. Come on, we're trying to eat my dog. Oh, I got it. Check that out. That's a dead skeeter right there. Yeah, trying to eat my dog's head. No, thank you, buddy. Shabam! In the trash can where you go. I saved you, Monkey. I hope you realize how good I am. Good for you. She just gave me side eye. I went back to sleep. Big dog. What is it you want? What is it you want? You want tension at all times. Okay. Is that it? I don't know. Get you a girl that looks at you like monkey butt does at Houston. I think most men have that girl. They go, ugh, what are you doing now? All right. All 200 of you that are still in here. I think that's it for my Friday show. The weather's supposed to get nice and cool next week, so I'll probably do an afternoon show. So you Euros and Australians, sorry. I'll be doing a regular afternoon show here on the West Coast. And see what's happening next week. Enjoy your weekend. I haven't done a Twitch stream in a while. I should try doing one this weekend. So maybe you'll find me on Twitch. Bithead Pretender to VWAP Pontiff. Yeah, good day. Nice to hear your particular brand of edutainment in full cry. Have a nice evening, sir. Well, thank you, my man. Thank you very much. Let's get you guys. I got to go back to there, which means I got to click on that. And bye-bye. Look at my